Mario Kart World is a knockout, folks! After the 8th game, the developers had what I think would be considered a widely held opinion. Where do you go from there? It felt like the formula was perfected, and with all the expansions between console generations, it was definitely built into the definitive Mario Kart experience. Of course, that meant that the team had to explore new avenues, and I've gotta say, I've thoroughly enjoyed exploring their answer to the question. 24 players in an interconnected open world was quite the turn. I put together a video before Mario Kart World was revealed that discussed how Mario Kart Tour could inspire the next entry to include new modes, missions, and costumes. And while they didn't use combos as a base, Knockout Tour makes for an incredible way to leverage what they built. I think costumes were a given, especially after Super Mario Odyssey switched things up for the series and other Mario Kart entries dabbled with options. And while missions were never as assured, they felt due for a comeback, and the P-switches in free roam are a delightfully diegetic way to bring them into the fold. Being able to seamlessly transition into free roam from the main menu is excellent too, although having the option be more prominently showcased would probably help folks find it. I know I had to do a little bit of hunting when I first booted it up. Excluding the panels hidden around courses, I wasn't sure how I felt about how progress in that mode wasn't tracked beyond a counter either, but my thoughts have settled somewhere I'm content with for now. I've been treating free roam as a nice little wind-down activity when I finish a gauntlet of races, but don't want to end my time playing quite yet, so I can appreciate this casual, de-emphasized approach to progression. If they added markers on the map that tracked them, I'd be very keen to dive in as a completionist, but as it stands right now, I'm just enjoying the ride, scooping things up as they appear. Personally, I'd say my completionist inclinations are satisfied with the Grand Prix and Knockout Tours. Both modes have taken advantage of this game's framework pretty well too, since there's so many routes and combinations to play. They effectively expanded on a challenge I had in Mario Kart 8, where getting a handle on the one-way courses took me much longer than the 3-lap circuits, but that's a welcome hurdle cleared with time. I'd love to see them introduce a way to play traditional 3-lap courses with agency and consistency, but I imagine that was omitted to encourage players to try the new ways of play the developers introduced. Whether they bring them back in the future once everyone's had ample time with the structure though is anyone's guess. I could see it going either way. I really like what they've done here though, especially with the Knockout Tours. They took an aspect of F-Zero that I really enjoyed and gave it a fresh spin with some real exhilaration. It's hard to wrap your head around how much effort must have gone into making the world flow in a way that supports engaging races in so many directions, and I think the new mechanics do a lot to ensure even the straight stretches give you something to do. Wall ride is something I still need to practice, but I've seen enough clips and got a few impressions of my own courtesy of missions to know it'll be worth mastering in the cups. Rail ride and wave racing, on the other hand, are quick to grasp and give you more to look for in the environment to pick up the pace. Admittedly, it took me quite some time to discover charge jumps, but let me tell you, they were a game changer. They're simple, but arguably the best of the batch. Beyond giving you a way to reach rails if you miss the ramp up, they harken back to the magnificent wheelies of Mario Kart Wii. Having something to do when there's no turns on the horizon does a lot to keep you active, even if they technically slow you down when they're not chained into tricks. With 24 racers plugging up the tracks, naturally that means there's a fair number of drivers to select too. And while the character select screen isn't as elegant as usual, the roster itself doesn't disappoint. In previous entries, unexpected additions like Honey Queen or Pink Gold Peach felt rough since their inclusion came at the cost of more memorable mainstays. In World, however, they have the core cast covered and a healthy helping of guests that you wouldn't have guessed, and that feels both novel and appropriate given the course capacity. They really opened the floodgates for this one. Frankly, I'm over the moon that we have a playable Pianta again after so many generations, and the fact Cataquax here is just outrageous in the best of ways. It's a bit of a shame these goofy characters don't have any unlockable costumes like the headliners, but I'm just happy they're included. The sheer volume of the base experience is pretty insane, which is to say nothing of the over 200 jams they pulled not only from Mario Kart's history, but the Super Mario franchise at large. And I've gotta say, I'm looking forward to playing it for years to come. But what about you? Have you had a chance to hit the road yet? Our mileage may vary, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Just be sure to drive your points home.